Hi, I'm Jenny Sackett. I'm the Director of Primary Training at the Montessori Institute Northwest in Portland, Oregon. And I want to tell you a little bit about this material called the Pink Tower. So this is a pretty well-recognized Montessori material. It's called the Pink Tower, and it's composed of 10 cubes, and they do have a very mathematical progression. They go from 10 centimeters cubed to 1 centimeter cubed as each cube progresses. And the purpose of this material is actually for a child to visually explore how all three dimensions in our world can change. And so here we have a very mathematical progression of all three dimensions changing at the same rate. Of course, the child knows nothing about that. They just know it's really fun to look at the Pink Tower, but it's even more fun to manipulate it. When a Montessori teacher shows the Pink Tower to a child, this is exactly what would be built. The cubes would be all scattered, typically on a rug, not on a table. And then the teacher would show a very careful handling. And we even are careful in terms of how the child holds it, so that as these cubes change in size, they even feel the progression. And it also takes quite a bit of self-control, hand control, especially as we get to these smaller cubes, very light, to get them to fit exactly on top. So we're still really helping this child in their whole self-mastery of control of movement. A lot of times people think that a child can only do what the teacher shows them, but actually that's not true. What the teacher shows is just an initiation to get her started on the Pink Tower. This Pink Tower can be built any number of ways. It could be built horizontally across the surface. It could be different patterns can be discerned, and that's the point of the Pink Tower. Not to build it just in its progression from largest to smallest, but to really explore the relationship among these cubes and how their sizes change. A child who gets to explore the Pink Tower will begin to notice that there are other materials in the room that have some of these same features. Materials where this square that we see changing is the same. Or other materials that work off of this 1 centimeter to 10 centimeter progression. And we want a child to discover that. We deliberately don't show the child all the things she can do with the Pink Tower because we want her discoveries to be her own. We really own the knowledge we discover on our own. The child will get language for this, not just that these are cubes, but that there's a large cube, there's a small cube, there's the smallest cubes. This cube is smaller than this cube. So we'll do a lot of language work with this material. And the child will also get to play something called memory games or distance games, where they might have all the cubes in one part of the room and then build the tower at a distance away from it. So they have to hold in their memory, which cube am I looking for next? Later on, when they're a writer and a reader, they'll get to write these words. They'll get to read these words and associate the words with their contents. So there's a lot to do with this one material. And that's a really great example of how every Montessori material is meant to have a lot of depth to it. We show one thing to get the child started, and then we leave the child to discover all of the other things there are to learn and know about this Pink Tower. And that'll be happening throughout the environment. This is also a great preparation for mathematics because of its mathematical precision, but also because of the ratios, just even the fact of a progression of 10 for our base 10 system. So this is another great example of how materials throughout the environment are all integrated to support a very contextual learning for your child.